are unveiling a new special issue of The Atlantic that features essays from 24 writers.
Azale? Okay, let me see. Can you spell it? Okay, why is it on books? So you mean Excel? You mean Excel?
No, not Excel.
Oh, okay, I got it. Because it's installing right now.
The transfer from bank account to bank account.
Okay, download it.
All right, put your information in your registry.
Okay. Okay. Do my YouTube channel, Digimon. Digimon? Let's see. You get him to 27, him to 37, and the rest to 50. My bank account said I already got Zelle. Zelle say I got a bank account with it.
Alright, cool. Go ahead. I'll tell the person last time that they can send it straight to your account. But you gotta register your number with Zelle.
I did.
It's already registered with Zelle, and I can have Slim send money straight to you.
Digimon? Digimon, the champions. one. So which Digimon are you making? Why you choose machines? I didn't choose machines. Starmon is not a machine. Once Starmon developed to his super form, Super Starmon, it'll be different. Hmm.
Much big.
Huh? Oh no, I'm just reading. I'm used to do this at home.
Right.
shit. Another world nation. Okay, add that.
Each outlining the threats they say a second Trump term will pose to the United States. Tell us about it.
The thought was simple. We have a lot of writers at The Atlantic who spent many years covering different aspects of Trump and Trumpism, and I wanted just to pull them all together in one easy-to-read package. One copy of the print magazine. Obviously, it's online right now at theatlantic.com. I wanted our writers to describe, as best as they could, what would happen in their areas of expertise should Trump become president again. And the theory, of course, is that the next Trump presidency will be worse. The restraints will be off. There won't be any room anymore. McKay Coppins has a piece about who would take jobs and who would get jobs in the next Trump administration, as one example. I have, a multitude of pieces. David Frum on talking, who's been very, very early on writing about the threat of autocracy, writing about what this would look like. Tom Nichols, many of the Atlantic stars of the Morning Joe cinematic universe are in this issue. Tom has written about what would happen to the military should Trump become president again. Caitlin Dickerson on immigration, and on and on and on. What I wanted was a package, an easy to understand package. Like, look, this is what is going to happen, and it's not just pure speculation. It's as you point out, all you have to do is listen to Donald Trump and the people and the loyalists around Donald Trump. He's telling you what's going to happen. He's going to use the power of the Justice Department to persecute, not prosecute, but persecute his enemies. We know what's going to happen to the civil service. We know what's going to happen on immigration. We know that the generals that we count on to be apolitical when they run the military, we know that they're in danger and that they're going to be replaced by, I think the technical term would be nut jobs. This is all apparent, and so I wanted to put it one place early, and with any luck, at Christmas, maybe people could read it and bring it to their relatives who are on the fence and say, look, here's what's going to happen. Do you want this or do you not want this? That's very simple. And again, let me just say, because this is really important. This is not partisan, right? This is not about Republican ideas, conservative ideas versus liberal ideas or democratic ideas. This is about standing up for democracy. This is not about Republican ideology. This is about Trump's predisposition toward autocracy.
But, and the thing is, I mean, you look at Ann Applebaum, a conservative, you look at Tom Nichols, a conservative, you go down the list, the Kay Potters, there's so many of these people who have probably voted Republican in the majority of their elections throughout their lives, and Elise Jordan, I would just guess that you would be one of those as well, like me. But when you look at a Republican nominee, a potential Republican nominee that's talked about terminating the Constitution. He said, terminate the Constitution, arrest political opponents using the Justice Department, assassinate generals that weren't sufficiently politically loyal to him, saying that he was going to take the FCC and bring it in to the White House, and he would decide what networks were on and what networks were not on. Continually talking about trying the leaders of Comcast for treason and shutting down this network because I don't know. Doesn't like Joy Reid. I'm not sure. Maybe it's Lawrence O'Donnell that irks him. But yeah, his answer is that's next president of the United States. I'm going to try them for treason. This is again for me. It's just staggering that people that I know, people that I grew up with, could still even consider voting for this autocrat.
Joe, I'm glad you went through the litany of authoritarian intentions that Donald Trump has for a second term. Because
Donald Trump forgot about authoritarians.
As a standalone,
what's that? Sasses always go after
jaw-dropping and unacceptable and illiberal, and put together as a whole. It's so disturbing, and is why this Atlantic essay collection is so important. What you see of Trump big picture, though, all of these ideas that he's pushing, it's the reasonable outcome of the move into political extremism and how Donald Trump is trying to radicalize his followers to the extent that he can do pretty much whatever he wants to. And so far, he's been pretty successful in that.
Back into the crazy analog horror series, Midwest Angelica. For those of you that don't know, Midwest Angelica is a series about an asteroid that basically comes way too close to Earth in space, and a chunk of it breaks off and lands on Earth. What ends up happening is this little chunk starts spreading and infecting all of humanity, and these videos are how humanity is dealing with it. In my last video, we covered the entirety of Season 1, so if you didn't see that one, make sure to go watch that one first. The link will be in the description down below. But I'm so excited. This is the first video of Season 2. It's one of my favorite analog horror series ever. All these videos are from the Midwest Angelica channel. The link to the channel will be at the top of the description down below as well. Please be sure to go and support your analog horror content creators. And alright guys, enough of me talking. Let's jump right in.
What's Slenderman?
Midwest Angelica.
He's an interdimensional demon. Trust me, I'm at his rights before.
A few other partially intact objects were discovered during the dive as well, including various computational devices. The tape's contents seem to have carried some greater significance to the star kill. Alright, here we go.
Digimon.
Delta. That's new. That's not the same home logo. Top secret is the Home Delta Command Army approved by Admiral Darrow. And we got names, okay? Operation Homebound. Operation begins April 13th, 1999.
Dude!
Helmets. Home HQ determined to be completely assimilated. DGM-1 were hellfire bombardment of home. HQ commences 12:01 a.m.
What the fuck?
Ground forces raid Long Pine Altar. Obliterated. Jones family Giga track located at the coordinates. Obliterated. Obliterated. Ground forces raid Long Pine Altar. Whoa, look at those helmets. Home HQ determined to be completely assimilated. Operation begins April 13th, 1999. Whoa, look at those helmets. Home HQ determined to be homebound. Operation begins April 13th, 1999.
Damn, those are weird
Whoa,
helmets.
look at those helmets. Home HQ determined to be completely assimilated. DGM-114 hellfire bombardment of home. HQ commences 12:01 a.m. Obliterated. Obliterated. Ground forces raid Long Pine Altar. Obliterated. Jones family Giga tracked and located at the coordinates. Obliterated. Bombardment of Alpha Chunk and Starfield Range commences. Obliterated. Starkill threat. Obliterated. I'm gonna stop it right there. Oh, what a way to start season 2. I hate to like do an analysis already because we just jumped in, but that was a lot that just happened just now. We did learn a while back that there was a logo discovered that was similar to home, not quite the home. That's gotta be this, which is Home Delta. It must be a new team that was developed after the original home got completely assimilated. They all got infected by AC. Now Team's job is to just completely destroy and get rid of the Starkill virus where they know it exists. First of all, kind of fire that the original home was like silicone. You guys got like kind of like triangle ones. So yeah, there's a huge HQ bombardment. They bomb the thing. Look at this, bro. In this thing, that was all about. It's basically a little refresh on how Starkill works. Basically, it goes around and tries to find Pine Altar, which was near the church that Ray O'Connor infected in previous videos. And it looks like that was successful as well. As you can see, the entire altar here is completely on fire. And Jones family Giga tracked and located at the coordinates. If you remember, the Jones family was like one of the first families to get infected after AZ crashed on Earth. And if you actually remember, this is the last thing that the son of the Jones family saw in the distance. So this does look familiar, and it does look like they just completely annihilate this thing as well. So far, they've taken care of a majority of the threats that we ran into in Season 1. An orbital bombardment of Alpha Chunk and Starfield Ranch commences at 12:10. Okay, we can see that the Alpha Chunk, so this was the chunk that first landed on Earth, spread a crap ton. It looks like they also just completely bomb and destroy this. Yeah, because we remember those mushrooms from the Jones family area. I'm kind of surprised. It was kind of like every threat that we left off of Season 1 with is just gone now. So as far as we know, everywhere that was infected is completely bombed away now. Secure access broadcast, top secret classification, approved for broadcast by Admiral Nero. So that's got to be like the top dog around here. General G.C. Paiso.
As per the request of Admiral Nero of Home Delta Division, this report is to be given to the Select Committee consisting of the Secretary of Defense and the National Aeronautics and Space Administration on the date of April 14, 1999. This report is classified as top secret in an effort to preserve national security. On April 13, Home Delta forces managed to successfully eliminate all known traces of the Starkill threat. While some Starkill spores remain in the atmosphere around operational zones in the Midwest, these spores were discovered to be inert without the presence of a central biomass hub. Research is now underway at various institutions across the United States to uncover the Starkill's true nature and functionality. Preliminary research performed by Home Delta has led to the hypotheses surrounding the possible origins for AZ-001 or possible instances of AZ-001's arrival to Earth in the past. Throughout written history, world cultures and religions describe some variation of an apocalyptic deluge in which a great destructive force violently brings civilization to an end. Researchers believe this deluge is representative of the organism known as AZ-001 and the subsequent Starkill infestation. This will be the civilization ending event occurs in cycles, though much remains uncertain at this time. However, what we do know is that the cycle of destruction and violence has finally been brought to an end with the might of the United States military. We may even have stopped the power of God himself with just a fraction of our military capabilities. Find solace in that fact, the fact we have nothing more to fear in this universe, for we have become stronger than God. The oppressed have become the oppressor, and only the oppressors have the freedom to choose peace and end the cycle of violence. Admiral Nero, I commend your efforts. You lurked among the shadows as you played your hand. I'm fully aware. You may try to kill me now, but know that the man speaking in front of this committee right now is actually a declaration of persecution. I too am playing your game, Nero, and I'm
Wait, whoa.
I'm fully aware. You may try to kill me now, but know the man speaking in front of this committee right now is actually a death row inmate scheduled for execution. I too am playing your game, Nero, and I'm
Wait, whoa, what? Okay, so that last section there about Nero playing his hand from the shadows and how he wants to kill this guy, Paiso, and how Paiso is already on death row, and then it looks like he gets shot at the end there. I don't understand that at all, so if you guys can explain that, maybe I missed something, or maybe we just don't know yet, but that confused me a lot. It seems that what you said was AZ-001 coming to Earth may not be the first time. It may have come in the past during these apocalyptic stories that we've heard, and all of the things that happened may have been a result of the Starkill. They also did say they basically bombed all the hubs, so even though there are spores in the air still, the spores don't really work without the hub, so that's interesting to note. But I'm very confused by that end there, and it is very interesting to think like AZ could have been here before. The man posing as General Garrett Paiso was confirmed to be a death row inmate Isaac Dunn. Oh, so that was... his death was ruled as an assassination. So that guy was posing as someone else. General Garrett C. Paiso's current whereabouts remain unknown. Who was Isaac Dunn? Have we heard that name before?
Yes.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
another chunk. Beta chunk.
That looks like a human spine.
Now we're underwater. And that's the end of the video. Bro, the amount of circles that my brain just went in from this one video. So at first we think that they destroyed Starkill, that they got rid of all the issues that we had in Season 1. We're almost starting at a clean slate. The only problem is that AZ is still in space near Earth. But then we find out that the leader of Home Delta is considered the first apostle of Azazel. So really, him destroying the Starkill was just a plan for destroying the Starkill. Was really just a plan to make the humans think that they got rid of the problem. At least that's what it feels like. And this guy, Isaac Dunn, must have known something about it, because he says, like, he knows that Nero is playing his cards from the shadows and whatnot. We find out that he was indeed right. Apparently this thing is Nero now, which is huge, considering that this is, I believe, Pyso right here. This is Pyso, this small thing. Yeah, so he says the complete eradication of Starkill, that is the story I've ever so carefully woven. So it's just a story that the public knows, but we don't really know what's going on. And then we see that now another chunk has broken off of AZ-001, and it has landed on Earth. And we see that this thing here has destroyed some of the Deathbringers who we thought were pretty sick just earlier in this video. We thought they were cool for taking out the Starkill, but no, they got wiped right here. I'm still a bit confused on Pyso and Isaac Dunn. Like, I don't know if we've heard Isaac Dunn name before, and I just don't remember his character. Thank you for just Pyso. Maybe we'll hear about or understand more about them later in the season. But what a crazy way to start Season 2. It's just wild. And what a great, oh my god, I love this series so much, man. I don't know what it is about it. I think I just love how underrated it is. And like, it feels like nobody really knows about this series despite it being so good. So guys, please go support the channel, Midwest Angelica. The link to the channel will be at the top of the description down below. Please be sure to go and support your analog horror content creators. As far as where this is gonna go next, I have no idea. I'm sure the beta chunk is gonna hit a lot harder than the alpha chunk did. We also got to see like an underwater section there too, so I don't know what that's about. Did a chunk maybe go underwater and now it's infecting our... This episode of Death Battle is sponsored by BetterHelp.
Part 3.
Fight! Son Goku, Superman, it's time to answer the ultimate question, and we're taking it all into play. We're examining Superman's extensive mainline comic book canon. Given Dragon Ball Super's contentious continuities, we'll include all three, just to be thorough, plus Dragon Ball heroes. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick, and it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who won win. Death battle. Far away, in an enchanted land, an old master found a boy, and marveled at his uncommon strength. This is the story of Son Goku. Yes, sir, if you've watched some localized anime, you can thank this guy. Inspired by martial arts films and his wife's interest in Chinese culture, Akira Toriyama crafted the story and the character that would define generations to come. Dragon Ball! Kakarot was born a low-class Saiyan on the planet Vegeta, narrowly escaped its destruction by Frieza, and was raised on Earth by happy old Grandpa Gohan. Not just raised, but trained. Gohan began Goku's teachings in martial arts, which he would find to be his true calling under the guidance of Master Roshi. Specifically, he learned the Kame-sen and Ryu style, which focuses on discipline and tenacity, both of which strongly define Goku's character. The more he learned, the more he wanted to improve. This little low-class monkey boy would prove that hard work and dedication can beat raw talent. Within just a few years, he was so strong, the only worthy teachers left were gods. And a talking pet, but mostly gods. When you're training to dodge lightning, you know you're a few leagues over everyone else. He did have a slight advantage. Saiyans are naturally superhuman. They also take Nietzsche's famous words, "What doesn't kill you makes you stronger," very, very literally. It's almost unfair how much of a boost in power they get after they're hurt. While Saiyans like Vegeta may have abused this trait, it suits Goku. No matter how many times you knock him down, he will get back up, stronger than before. It helps that he knows so many cool combat moves, like the Kamehameha! An incredibly powerful technique that focuses one's ki into a single point for a devastating beam. So challenging, it took Roshi decades to master, but Goku got it in like 5 seconds. It's incredibly versatile with over 50 different variations. For example, Goku can curve the beam after firing, or even shoot it from his feet. But unlike most Saiyans, he doesn't just use ki to blow shit up. Moves like the solar flare, energy landmine, and God Bind require a lot more strategy and planning. Because while Goku isn't exactly book smart, he is a genius when it comes to martial arts. He doesn't just train to conquer his opponents, but to conquer himself. He's also got some different moves, like trapping you in a rice cooker. Well, pretty much any container could be used for the mop of a ceiling technique. Then there's Kaioken, aka instant steroids. Goku's multiplied his power by 20 with it before, and in a movie he even got it up to times 100. What a badass! The Genki Dama, or Spirit Bomb, is potentially his strongest attack, but it requires considerable time. Unlike instant transmission, which is a teleport that's instant. The way it works is Goku detects another person, like a sort of beacon, that teleports to their location by launching himself through an alternate dimension where time stands still. Yes, according to the Daisetsu guidebook, it's a dimension hop. You can actually see this in between spaces of movies and games. And the dubs wanted us to think it shot Goku's molecules around at light speed. Silly English. The dubs did more than that. In fact, early dubs of Dragon Ball Z tried to rewrite Goku as a Superman figure. Even avenging his people by defeating Frieza and declaring himself the Super Saiyan. Hell yeah! If there's any scene that deserves the word epic, it's when he went gold. Super Saiyan and its sequels all have official power multipliers, but they threw us for a loop by turning Goku into a god. Super Saiyan God certainly changed things up. Goku gained Divine Ki, a pure form of ki unspoiled by mortal hands. Unlike normal ki, it can't be detected and appears to have healing properties. Kinda like Senzu beans. Did you know one Senzu has so much healing juice it can regenerate a person's lost limbs? They're missing out. God Goku reached a level of power that could compete with the greatest of deities, nearly shattering the whole universe with a single clash on his first go. Dragon Ball's cosmology is unique. This model is said to be an accurate depiction of Universe 7, but there's a wrinkle there. When all of humanity went to heaven, because Boo went boozer, Fidel commented that heaven is just as large as a universe, and the Daisenju backs are up. And, that's heaven. Big planet. So let's scale things up with that in mind. Doing so would make Universe 7 over 1,500 times larger than our own observable universe. And Goku could destroy that much the first time he went God.
And he didn't lose that power. He learned how to use it even better, even in base form. Now, imagine how much stronger he became when he stacked Super Saiyan on Super Saiyan God and became Super Saiyan Blue.
Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan.
Yeah, not saying that. Or after he trained with some almighty angels. Or when he perfected the blue hairdo and stacked Kaioken on top of that.
Goku has certainly performed great feats with God Ki, breaking through his time stop by forcing himself into the future, holding off Infinite Zamasu, who was a sentient timeline, defeating Jiren, who shook the entire world of Void by just walking.
He even tried out Hakai, the destruction god move that nopes you out of existence. Your being and your soul erased from all of time and space,
culminating in his greatest form, Ultra Instinct.
Chrome Goku isn't a normal transformation, it's a state of mind. Ultra Instinct is the highest peak of martial arts, subconsciously making optimal choices that direct yourself without thinking.
He can be used in any form, but when perfected, autonomous Ultra Instinct makes you untouchable. No matter what comes his way, Goku will automatically dodge, block, and counter to the best of his ability, even pushing his body well beyond his physical limits. So far beyond, in fact, Ultra Instinct can summon a massive avatar to defend him when his own body can't.
That sounds really intense.
It is, which is why he's developed incremental versions of it for specific uses. It's extremely difficult to maintain the full form for long.
Until you get to Dragon Ball Heroes, aka Dragon Ball fanfiction gone Kaioken times 1,000.
While technically a different continuity, CC Goku is functionally a stand-in for the mainline Goku. His history and powers are the same, making his story just as much of a what-if scenario as the multiple super continuities. The only real difference is Toriyama's not really involved.
This Goku used instant transmission to teleport through time and dimensions. He outsped a god who could see the future. He defeated Dark King Fu, who was gonna rewrite the entire universe. Hell, this series even makes GT cool. Xeno Goku can break space-time just by going Super Saiyan 4.
Looking back at that goofy monkey boy chopping wood and punching dinosaurs, it's almost overwhelming to think about how far Goku has come, how much he's had to face.
But no matter the challenge, he takes it head-on and pushes through.
Showing everyone, everywhere, how to go even further beyond. Faster than a speeding bullet, more powerful than a locomotive. It's a bird, it's a plane, it's Superman.
Geez, just a locomotive? People in the 40s needed bigger imaginations.
Born on the far-off world of Krypton, the infant Kal-El was sent to Earth by his parents, narrowly escaping Krypton's destruction. Raised by farmers as Clark Kent, he eventually became Superman, champion of the oppressed, the man of tomorrow.
If you've only seen the movies, forget him. Comic book Clark's not the perfect Boy Scout. And he's definitely not Jesus. Wait, weren't the guys who made him Jewish?
Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster were sons of Jewish immigrants and grew up in a time when anti-Semitism went largely unchallenged.
And then that ugly mustache showed up.
Understandably seeking escape from some truly terrifying horrors, the pair created 9 decades, accepted him, raised him, gave him a new home, because helping others in need is the right thing to do. That's why he became a superhero, struggled to accept it, and subconsciously developed mental block.
Jim out? Really?
You're probably thinking of Elseworld stories outside main canon like Dark Knight Returns. It's a good question, though. Superman's powers have fluctuated over time for a variety of reasons. However, for Death Battle, we take the characters at their best.
Yeah, like how his breath is so powerful he can sneeze away a solar system or blow air cold enough to freeze ghosts.
Speaking of, his X-ray vision doesn't just see through walls. He can see through your own body and mind to examine your soul.
And yet, he can't see through lead. That's okay, though. He can just burn through it with his face. Since he gets his power from the yellow sun, his heat vision burns with the fire of a star. And if beams started up, he can blast it out of his whole body for a super flare. It used to totally drain him, but he's learned how to control it.
Simply put, Superman's powers defy physics. My favorite examples of this are when he rebuilt the reality-warping miracle machine from memory, or punched Brainiac so hard every version of him felt it through all of time, or when he gained 10 years worth of medical training through only 5 minutes of reading, and then successfully performed lung surgery.
Nice. My favorite example is when he smelled brownies in North Dakota from orbit.
Even beyond his powers, Superman is no novice when it comes to the intricacies of battle.
He's trained in Kryptonian martial arts, which uses G, or as they call it, Free Arm. He Superman got summoned to Asgard to fight demons with Thor for 1,000 years.
Superman can resist being erased from existence, such as taking Darkseid's Omega Beam. Even Retcon and the Time Trapper, both of which hijack and alter timelines, can't touch him. Not because of his powerful mental defenses or healing factor, but because he's a cosmic linchpin in the greater metaverse.
Timelines literally revolve around him.
But let's address the S-shaped elephant in the room. You may have noticed we've covered a variety of Superman eras. Superman and DC Comics as a whole have gone through multiple retcons.
Golden Age, Silver Age, Pre-Crisis, Post-Crisis, New 52, Rebirth, and so on.
It would help to know which one is the main Superman, right? Well, they all are.
Yeah, the latest reboot basically said everything in the main series is kinda canon, even when he had wacky powers like changing his appearance with a super muscular control. Ew. I guess he can still phase through almost anything, even people.
Look, if you really dig into it, this isn't new. Plenty of characters have recalled events from supposedly retcon timelines before.
Yeah, post-crisis suits did start as less powerful than in pre-crisis, but that was because of the mental block.
Though he's not a complete composite, there's so many other Supermen out there.
Future Superman, Big Robot Superman, Commie Superman, Dinosaur Superman. There's a bunch.
Still, this new canon has affected his ability. For example, he and other Kryptonians can effortlessly travel through time. And while Superman's powers stem from the Earth's yellow sun, exposure to a blue star increases them even further. In fact, upon visiting a white star, he attained a whole new level of power.
When that old baldy Lex teleported him to another galaxy, Superman just popped back up, saying space-time has lost its meaning for him. He really just said that.
Remember, Superman defies physics.
Like when he used Heat Bandit to restart the universe by making an all-new Big Bang.
We've seen that his universe has a radius of at least 100 trillion light years, but we can calculate a more exact figure. The DC universe is 50 billion years old and expands at 60 trillion light years per half second. This means its radius must be over 50.
So hard!
It's more accurate to say he doesn't
incorruptible.
He could never escape. Or so the forger thought.
In single punch, because that's Superman. A simple solution to overwhelming problems.
He's the kind of person to say, no, arms are front. As the combatants are set, we run the data.
Today's the day. We'll finally settle who's stronger.
If you say so.
You're holding back. Give it your all. No regrets.
I'm doing just fine.
Oops. Well, I guess we can wish it back later.
World made of cardboard. All right, I'll show you just how powerful I really am. This looks like a job for... Well, what do you think?
That was awesome. Nice suit.
Oh, thanks. Kryptonian fabric. My mom made it for me.
it.
Almost had me there. That was actually pretty fun.
Yeah, it sure was. But I'll be stronger next time.
I look forward to it.
Let's go again.
You're on.
Hey-o! That's it! The final, indisputable answer! Who am I kidding? People are going to argue this one forever.
There are so many ways this battle could go, especially with all the other continuities.
Yeah, for real. Goku would kick almost every other Superman's ass, except for the main one.
There's a lot to cover, so let's address the 5 categories most representative of this fight.
First up, strength. Both could hit hard enough to break or make their whole universe. Or take it in stride, like when Superman got smacked by the whole antimatter universe.
At most, Dragon Ball's universe is 1,505 times larger than our own. But based on the DC Universe's officially established age and rate of...
When we start a fight, we like to know what we're getting into, and that we stand a pretty good chance of coming out on top, which is why you won't find me being anything but respectful to Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. If you're watching, sir, thank you for your many fine movies. That's why it's such a bastard when you're squaring up to a video game boss who seems like they should be a pushover, only for them to suddenly transform into something you wouldn't want to fight, even if it were blocking the exit to a movie theater showing one of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's films. Which, again, all excellent. Anyway, here are 7 transforming bosses who certainly didn't look like that when we decided to fight them. Enjoy!
See how killing the president is good for this country!
President's dead?
Well, we have Leon to thank for that.
God damn you, Simmons!
Dispose of them.
The Resident Evil series is no stranger to transforming bosses, although most of the time said transformation just involves them getting eyeballs where there really shouldn't be eyeballs. Like, can he see out of that? Seems like it would be confusing. However, the record for most transformations has to go to Derek Simmons, the antagonist of Resident Evil 6, who's been trying to create a clone of Ada Wong and gets a syringe full of C-virus in the neck for his troubles.
Should have had an antivirus.
She got me.
This virus is powerful stuff, apparently, because Derek's DNA goes absolutely haywire, which is bad news for you, because now you're no longer fighting a C-suite executive, but rather a C-virus monster, who first attacks you as a snarling, skinless, saber-toothed tiger, before turning into a kind of big cat centaur.
Come here, retrieve it! He's coming for you!
And when that doesn't work, he tries turning into a dinosaur. And then the big cat centaur thing again.
He's still alive.
And finally, a huge monstrous fly.
Elena, what's going on?
Like, pick a lane, Derek. You're all over the place. Literally, in this case. Pretty much every enemy you encounter in From Software's gothic Souls of Bloodborne looks like something you'd find drawn in blood on the walls of a Victorian insane asylum. So when you first square up to early game boss Father Gascoigne, it's kind of a relief to see that he's pretty much a regular dude. Sure, he's a bit disheveled and looks like his breath smells terrible, but Gascoigne is a hunter, same as you, so on the face of it, this should be a pretty fair fight.
No, it won't. That was an unfair fight for me.
The fight it is, even though Father Gascoigne has succumbed to his bloodlust and has some extremely nasty weapons and attacks.
He turned into a fucking werewolf.
Reduces his health enough though, and all that changes as Gascoigne suddenly detonates in a cloud of black smoke and transforms into a ferocious beast-like creature that can pounce huge distances, totally shred you with his terrible claws, and smash through anything he feels like. You, usually.
Poor creature. You would throw away hope. Well, I will free you before you can drown in your sorrow. It is better for you to die in hope than to live in despair. Let me be your liberator.
Final Fantasy is a series known for its intimidating bosses, but at first sight, Lady Yunalesca from Final Fantasy X doesn't seem all that intimidating, especially as you seem to have interrupted her halfway through getting dressed. Don't be deceived though, because Lady Y is one of the toughest fights in the whole game, thanks to her transformations that you definitely won't see coming. After her relatively normal first phase, Lady Y decides that standing around here in her underwear isn't getting the job done, and so transforms into her second form, in which demonic tentacles lift her into the air. As if that wasn't enough, her third phase ditches her original form pretty much entirely, letting it hang out on a hair platform high above the fight, while the actual fighting is done by a hideous Medusa-style face and vicious hair snakes down on the ground. No wonder she didn't have time to finish getting dressed. Doing her hair must take hours.
Man struggles to understand one another. You can only truly know a finite number of people within your lifetime. But humans disregard this fact and try to know more people than is possible. Only by comparing yourself to others you define yourselves. Thus, your ever-present anxiety.
High school was tough for lots of us, for lots of reasons, but most people's experiences are going to pale in comparison to the kids from Persona 4, whose high school days included, but are not limited to, bodies hanging from antennas, accidentally entering a TV world, and worst of all, having to go camping. At the end of all this, your plucky band of traumatized teens has to face off against the final boss, Izanami, who starts out looking like a fairly normal-looking woman, even if she does have red eyes, an evil dead voice, and for some reason, 6 collars.
Humans ache to expose their suppressed sides, while the prying eyes around
chat, Izanami starts hovering, which is generally considered a bad sign, even if you aren't in a JRPG. Unfortunately for you, you are, and this is when Izanami transforms into a giant bandaged, straight-jacketed mummy thing with floating hair and too many collars to count.
knowledge of the truth is not everything.
You'd think the straitjacket might slow her down, but Izanami is more than capable of kicking your ass like this, hitting you with everything but the kitchen sink and plenty of lightning attacks. Still, this is probably it for transformations, you're thinking, at which point she decides to show you her true splendor. And when a JRPG character starts talking like that, you know you're in for a rough time.
I am a god. I'll teach you the truth of your minuscule existences.
That's right, Izanami is now transformed into a third form, this one a red skeleton thing with absolutely loads of arms to smack you with. And a new attack called Thousand Curses, where these demonic arms drag you straight to hell.
Not a chance!
Yosuke-senpai, no!
So when you put it into perspective, I guess my school, making me run cross-country every Thursday in winter, wasn't actually that bad.
And now, this boxer needs no introduction.
Wait, I did not know what...
I am your next opponent!
2000's Ready to Rumble Boxing Round 2 for the Sega Dreamcast had you fighting against a colourful cast of boxers, ranging from cowboys to Hong Kong action stars to a literal boxing machine. The game also featured some real-life figures appearing as fighters, including Shaq, Bill and Hillary Clinton, and Michael Jackson, none of whom are particularly known for their boxing prowess, but who are more than capable of kicking your ass here. Most surprising of all these fighters, however, is the game's final boss, the championship fight of the game, the mysterious Rumble Man. Through your single-player journey at Ready to Rumble Boxing Round 2, you'll be announced to the ring by Michael Buffer, a field-like boxing announcer best known for his catchphrase, which the game is named.
Let's get ready for
When you show up for the final fight, your opponent will be nowhere to see, at which point it becomes apparent that the fight is going to be against Buffer himself, and is going to be a lot harder than that sounds, because that's when he transforms into the terrifying Rumble Man.
let's get ready for Rumble Man! Buffer knows. Just me, Rumble Man.
Standing 8'4" and weighing 510 pounds, Rumble Man is a giant with power to match, making this easily the hardest fight in the game. Except possibly the fight Michael Buffer is going to have trying to return his tuxedo to the rental place after this. Nothing is ruined. Characters in gaming with a bigger disparity between how threatening they look and how threatening they actually are than Flowey, the main antagonist of smash hit lo-fi RPG Undertale. That said, it's not like Flowey tries to hide his true nature. At the very start of the game, the first character you meet is this talking flower, who initially seems friendly and helpful, only to attempt to murder you some 30 seconds after you start playing. Flowey remains a thorn in your side as you travel through the game, but you'd be forgiven for thinking, despite his scheming and deviousness, he isn't much of a threat on account of how he's literally a small flower. That is until you get to the end of a neutral run of the game, at the point of the story when Flowey absorbs the souls of 6 humans who fell into the underground in which the game is set. Not only is Flowey now super powerful, but he's also gotten rid of your save file to stop you being able to reload to prevent this from taking place. And then, to really underline just how screwed you are, he transforms into the most terrifying thing in the entire game, Photoshop Flowey. This hideous mishmash of plant life, meat, organs, and technology takes up 3/4 of the entire screen and is most definitely not effing around, blasting you with flamethrowers, projectiles, and damaging twisty mines that will all destroy your health faster than one of those sandwiches Elvis used to eat. Still, at least it can't get any scarier than this. There's some comfort in that. Oh, a screaming human face. Guess I was wrong. To make things even worse, if you do manage to best Photoshop Flowey, he just reloads his save and tries again. Which is cheating, unless I do it. Then it's fine.
You and me. Together, we go on safe roads and we can use her to crime and peace. My daughter is not a weapon. F*** you. Last chance. You don't want to find out what's in my home. I'll take my chances.
Perhaps the most striking thing about Resident Evil Village is how deeply strange its villains are. Well, that and how absolutely wrecked your hands get. This rogues gallery of weirdos is introduced early in the game in a memorable scene when they all have a massive bickering argument in front of you, and you realise you're now at the mercy of a massive vampire, a gross fishman, some sort of haunted puppet, and at first glance, the most normal of them all, a regular-looking guy with a big hammer.
Shut her down! And don't be a sore loser! I'll find her food somewhere else.
This is Carl Heisenberg, one of the 4 lords of the area and owner of the Heisenberg Factory, a big industrial complex where he's apparently churning out cyborg soldiers with drills for hands.
It's good.
Naturally, you're not keen on that, so it seems clear that you and Heisenberg are going to come to blows, especially after he dumps you into the basement of his factory and makes you fight a bunch of his drill-armed guys. But you're probably feeling pretty confident about your odds, because at this point you've fought vampires, fish monsters, and fought is the wrong word, but survived a giant horrible baby. I think one guy with a hammer won't be too much of a problem. Especially because right before the fight, Chris Redfield shows up to give you a go-kart covered with guns and chainsaws that he, I guess, made. Whatever, thanks Chris. This is going to make things a piece of cake.
You're like a goddamn cockroach.
Except for the fact that when you show up to the boss arena in your little gun go-kart, it becomes clear that Heisenberg has been busy preparing too, and has in fact transformed into a gigantic human-machine hybrid resembling an enormous cybernetic lizard, which was a surprise, if I'm honest. Now instead of one big hammer, he has a giant buzzsaw for a hand, and the power to control magnetism, pulling steel plates towards him to create a shield, and launching you high into the air so he can wail on you with pleasure. It's almost enough to make you miss the terrifying baby. Almost. So those were the 7 most extreme boss transformations in video games that we didn't see coming. Have you got to others?
Action 9, news at 5. Eye on video.
Our top story, a potential super spreading event has occurred at the Pittsburgh Federal Building. With more on this, we go to Dylan Bertram at the scene. Dylan, it seems like this story is going really viral.
That's in very poor taste, actually, and I apologize on your behalf. Here's what we know so far. Health officials are attempting to contact anyone who visited the 3rd floor of the Federal Building today, home to the Legal Change of Name office, after an employee tested positive for COVID-19. I'm joined by 2 women who were on their way up to the 3rd floor to change their names when it was evacuated. Tell us your names and what happened.
Edith Pussy.
I'm sorry?
I said Edith Pussy.
I'm flattered, ma'am, but no thank you.
No, Edith Pussy is my name. Irma Gerd.
Oh my God, it's right.
No, Irma Gerd is my name.
Oh, I see. I've got it now. I'm sorry. Miss Puffy, just curious. What were you planning on changing your name to?
Well, I was thinking of any name that's not Edith Pussy. Dylan, I hate to pull you away from this pussy just as you're getting into it, but I'm told the health department has a statement.
Good afternoon, I'm Dr. Kevin Johnson, Pittsburgh's contract tracing program. We are still trying to locate the following people who are in the name change office today. Bertram Ernie. All my holes hurt. Bin Laden. Deeper Daddy.
Hey, I can understand that name be changed. Bin Laden. Good, simple. A terrorist name was Osama bin Laden, and the guy's name was bin Laden, and say, Mom, we're gonna go change my name now, cause
I would definitely change it, because you ain't gonna be looking for my ass to fly on a terrorist.
I could understand that name be changed, because I could understand other than any name that doesn't involve it Ben, right?
Whatever you say, girl. I'm sorry. We're also looking for Duncan Dixon Corbett.
今回も時間通りの台本ですね。依頼人の上白優子さん。
And Mo Leston Jr.
What the fuck?
Now I'd like to address the rumor about Tess Tickle, a young woman who visited the office today reports that she lost her sense of taste and smell are false. In fact, the testicle I examined smelled and tasted great.
It did? Yet on when the office will reopen, leaving many who wanted to change their name frustrated, like Mr. Microdick. It's Rodick. You stressed the row, Rodick. Sorry to be annoying, but it makes a huge difference. Not a problem, not a problem. Mike Rodick was one of a dozen... Sorry, it had the worst. But the longer you pause between Mike and Rodick, the better it is for me. Nothing crazy, just like Mike, little pause, Rodick. Okay, maybe it's easier if I just call you by what your name will be? Sure, I'm going with my mom's maiden name, Litt. L-I-T-T. Okay, great. I'm here with Mike Litt. Wait,
The Department of Health has an update. Hopefully you can find Mike Litt later and finish what you started there. But now, let's go to Dr. Joseph.
I'd like to thank this man who was turned away from the name change office, but stuck around to help us contact trace. Mr. Jeffrey Epstein. And my Jeffrey B. Epstein. And my book, Jeffrey Epstein is a hero. You got that B again. Very important to me. I'm proud to call Jeffrey Epstein
You forget to put B. Jeffrey B. Epstein.
Any chance of getting back to Mike Litt?
You know, he was right under my nose, but I lost him.
Well, you stay down there. For Action 9 News, I'm Ashley Stitcher Swallows.
Okay, that's the...
Found that earthquake pun in very poor taste. I'm... Action 9. It was his mom. You were Carol's number one choice for this.
Good afternoon. Our top story, a 4.3 magnitude earthquake rattled downtown Sacramento this morning, causing some structural damage. On Randall Field, the Capitol Plaza. Randall, besides the ground, what's shaking over there?
Well, lots, Carol, and given the severity of the situation, I found that earthquake pun in very poor taste. I'm here at the Social Security Administration building, where a portion of the second floor caved in, trapping several people who were in the legal change of name office below. I'm told the building was especially busy, as due to the partial government shutdown, office hours have been limited. Joining me now are two gentlemen who were inside the building waiting to change their names when the earthquake struck. Please tell us who you are and what you remember.
Well, yeah, my name is Donald McBottom. I was just trying to change my last name to Johnson to finally stop all the dumbass, childish jokes. When everything just started shaking.
Yeah, I don't even know how I got out. I'm sorry, I'm feeling very lucky right now. And your name is, sir? Mark Penis?
Randall, I'm sorry. I'm going to have to cut off Mr. Penis here as we have an update from search and rescue officials to the scene. I'm Dr. Shane Steele, triage coordinator. Well, family members worried about relatives who were in the change of name office. Here is the list of rescued individuals taken to St. Joseph's Memorial Hospital. Lisa Simpson, Mario Party, Tiny Dick, and Morgan Mindy. The following people are at Sacramento General. Siblings Gary, Larry, and Mary Potter. Taco Bell. Ivan Jurgenov. You have? That was gross, and I am sorry. Pedophilia and Keith, what did you say that?
Keith Queef.
And I should mention that we did not know Mr. Queef was inside, so when he came out, it was a delightful surprise. We will update you as we learn more. Thank you. Okay, thank you. Let's check back in with Randall Fields. Randall, with this earthquake, any idea, was it false?
Again, Carol, I find your earthquake jokes very inappropriate. I am standing here with a civilian who helped get lots of folks out safely, so
Some are even calling him a hero, Mr. Alan Hitler.
Oh, please don't say hero, and please don't use my last name, just an initial.
Okay, well, based on your actions today,
Hey, Hitler.
is the last name.
And unfortunately, some DNA, he's my great uncle, but everybody's got that embarrassing relative, right?
No.
Kind of. Thank you.
Randall, I am sorry. I hate to interrupt Mr. Hitler, who we admire so much, but Dr. Steele has some new information.
Moments ago, a search team rescued this young boy who came to the change of name office by himself and didn't tell his parents because he thought they'd be mad. So, Mom, Dad, rest easy. Holden Tudyk is safe.
What the fuck?
He is a great kid. Holden Tudyk.
Oh, yeah. I would change that name quickly. Right? Who would name their kid Holden Tudyk? I want to meet the parents so I could punch them in the face repeatedly. Is there any other better names than something that people would laugh at?
Has got us all laughing down here.
What a relief for those parents, as I'm sure they love Holden. Not going to say her last name, as it sounds. Here with two more folks who were able to get out, thanks to Mr. Hitler. This is Julie, and I am not going to say her last name, as it sounds very close to the N-word.
Yeah, I should just say that while it is spelled the same way, it's
Dr. Donna did a dog.
All right, more with Julia N. and Dr. Donna Did a Dog after the break. Carol, back to you.
Thank you, Randall. Coming up, more on the situation downtown where the mayor is scheduled to speak. Stay with us. For Action 9 News, I'm Carol Dungeon.
What the fuck? Who named their family last name? There's some fucked up last names. I mean, literally. I can see the first names sound normal, but the reporter name is Don Johnson.
Action 9 News at 5. Eye on him.
Good evening, I'm Beth Runyon.
I'm Jeff.
Thank you, Beth. Quite a chaotic scene here. Emergency crews are working hard to assess the damage. Fortunately, no one was seriously hurt, including these two shoppers. Can you tell us what happened?
Yeah, sorry, I'm still shaking. I was walking towards my car, and all of a sudden it sort of just felt like the ground was melting.
Yeah, cars fell in. It was crazy. I'm just very happy my wife and I are okay.
This is your wife?
Yes.
So, you two are married to each other?
Yes, sir.
I'm just making sure I heard that right. Well, close call here today for this multi-millionaire and his lovely wife.
I'm not a millionaire.
Oh, I apologize. I assumed you were a very wealthy man.
Yeah, I wish. She's kind of the breadwinner in our house.
Well, we're a team, and if I felt weird about being the main income earner, I wouldn't have married a puppeteer.
He does puppets! I'm sorry I yelled. It's just a lot happening.
Folks, if you can hear me through the monitor there, did you see how many vehicles fell into the sinkhole?
And also, sir, I'm wondering if you have famous parents or something.
Sorry, it's a little loud. You asked how many cars fell in. I guess 7 or 8.
Including our Kia Sportage.
You drive this smoke show around in a Kia Sportage?
Sorry, are you mad at me, sir?
No, I'm just a little overwhelmed by the scene here today. Still a lot of unanswered questions. I'm live in downtown Tampa with, I'm sorry,
Matt Shack.
Your name is Matt Shat?
Yes, a Shat with 2 T's.
Doesn't make it any better. And you married this woman whose name is
Alexandra Kennedy Shat.
She's a Kennedy, and she put a Shat on it.
You think with the last name Shat, you go with Matthew, right?
Yeah, I don't know. Joining us now via webcam, Caltech seismology professor Reed Dodden, who's an expert on sinkholes. Professor, what causes something like this to happen?
Well, it varies. Most likely they were childhood friends who grew up together. And then that blossomed into a romance over time.
Professor, I believe you're referring to the couple that was just interviewed. I was asking about the sinkhole.
Oh, it's pretty much always underground water.
Okay, Neil, any kind of water damage down there?
Oh, absolutely. If you could just pan down a little bit, Rick, you'll see that there's mud and, oh my God! He's married to the Lord's mistress!
We now turn to Karen Hofstetter with sports. Big game this weekend.
Yeah, the Bucks was playing the Broncos. Okay, I got 2 theories. This dude, Matt, is packing a tree trunk or 2, he kidnapped her and she got Stockholm Syndrome.
I'm sorry, we can still hear you. And for the record, I'm with my husband because he is one of the strongest men I've ever met. Most men would be mad at the world if they were born with just testicles and no penis. Not my Matt Shack.
Neil McNabb reporting live from a world that no longer makes sense.
Thank you, Neil. Quite a situation in downtown Tampa.
Yeah, and there's that sinkhole, too.
Yeah. We'll be right back.
Y'all just tell the guy he got a hot wife.
Action News 9, News at 5, Eye on Phoenix. Good evening, I'm Jack Trapp.
And I'm Beth Runyon. Our top story, chaos at the Canyon Galleria shopping center today as an underground gas main exploded, giving shoppers at the American Girl store quite a scare. Luckily, no one was seriously hurt.
Action 9's Ben Hartley is live at the Canyon Galleria in downtown Phoenix. Ben, quite a scene down there today.
You can say that again, Jack. I'm joined by Debbie Pritchard and Thomas Dean, 2 customers who were inside the American Girl store when the explosion happened. My first question, obviously, are your children okay?
Yes, my daughter's fine. She's in the car with her dad.
Yes, and you, Mr. Dean?
I don't have children. I had just briefly popped into the American Girl.
And he was arguing with the salesperson, saying his doll's hairstyle looked sort of sloppy and eat with their dolls. I was setting up a table for the...
Okay, I'm just going to ignore that one. Let's see. Epic. That was history. Let's check out this new.
unite the workers, free the class slaves. Lose your change, trade them in for mass graves. I was stopping. Wow, call them out like that. When a world leader like you has the red flag, I produce with my two hands. You're a destitute trash. Scheming to trade bootstraps in for boot stamps. Any person trying to seize my private property will catch a draw friends doing private property. Who takes advice from a broke fly? It's laughable. I wouldn't wipe my tailpipe with your dash capital. If you saved a penny for his daughter you named Jenny, you might not have needed to bury quite so many. Who's a drug in the belly of the big car candy? Future thinking, the proletariat is time to march. Bavarian rhinestone. I'll drop on you like Hitler drunk to leave a slime cough. That cause of didn't cause mass pain. He did. Get that from books, but you didn't read shit. Your self-made man studied up from a source. Your daddy's new ass gave you a brief father. You were the first of 16 till the 7th killed your mother. Maybe that's why you spied on your workers like Big Brother. Your model, TV, total lack of style is killing me. Because they shit on you according to ability. Do what your first car can and back up. Fitting in like a kitty in Brazil. Yeah! Don't step that close without some beer jam. Ooh, son.
Remember that the fascist sympathizing cause of climate
How's it going, everybody? We got some major updates with PlayStation Plus, as PlayStation Plus Season of Play is going to be kicking off tomorrow. There's actually some major stuff included with this blog post, some stuff like at the bottom of the post, so we'll go over all of that. And we've got some updates on potential game reveals that will be happening very shortly. The Game Awards are just a few days away, so obviously a lot of reveals to be coming to that, but we'll get to that in a little bit. Get ready, PlayStation Plus Season of Play starts tomorrow. Chris Howe, Group Manager of PlayStation Services Marketing. Starting from tomorrow through January the 5th, we are celebrating the holiday season with a month full of activities for our PlayStation community as a part of the PlayStation Plus Season of Play. PlayStation Plus members can redeem free hours for PS5 and join esports tournaments, earn points on PlayStation Stars, save on PlayStation Gear merchandise, and enter a competition for your chance to win amazing prizes. Activities for those who are not PlayStation Plus members are available as well. So, for those of you that did re-up your subscription, hey, they're actually doing you a solid and rolling out this Season of Play event. Right off the top, download exclusive avatars. Players can redeem a voucher code for new PS5 and PS4 avatars that commemorate some of the popular titles offered through PlayStation Plus, including games like Ghost of Tsushima, Company Rainbow Six Siege, Final Fantasy VII Remake, and more. Visit the PlayStation Plus website or check the PlayStation Season of Play page on your PS5, PS4 consoles with a voucher code, which can be redeemed December 5th until January the 5th. You can also enjoy 15% off at PlayStation Gear, so if you want to give large amounts of money for overpriced clothing, you can do exactly that using the code Season of Play 15. You can check out a PlayStation hat, track jackets, all that good stuff if you're looking to pick that up. They are doing giveaways. Enter to win a PS5 console and 12 months of PS Plus Premium and Deluxe No Plus membership is required. Join the Season of Play celebration for the opportunity to win a PS5 console and 12 months of PlayStation Plus Premium and Deluxe for access to hundreds of game titles through the game catalog and classic catalog. This campaign will be available December 19th until January the 5th. So be on the lookout for that as well. Free online multiplayer weekend will be happening from December 9th until the 10th. Get ready for another online multiplayer weekend starting December 9th to December the 10th. Online multiplayer with not a plus membership during this time, so players can go ahead or play alongside other players online. And then they are also promoting PlayStation tournaments. If you're looking to enter tournaments on titles such as EA Sports FC 24, NBA 2K 24, Madden NFL 24, and MLB The Show 23. Players who participate have a chance to win a PlayStation Plus Premium or Deluxe membership. The sign-up process is similar to your regular PS tournaments as well. They also have some PlayStation Stars campaigns. Players can earn 50 points on PlayStation Stars. Monthly titles that include Lego 2K Drive, Power Wash Simulator, and Sable. And lastly, Sony Picture Core benefits for PlayStation Plus members. This is kind of exciting as this is going to be a major addition onto PlayStation Plus. Now, this is for top tier premium or deluxe. Sony Picture Core provides access for players to buy or rent up to 2,000 movies straight from their consoles. And as a PlayStation Plus member, you'll get additional benefits. Starting December the 1st for a limited time each week, PlayStation Plus members will have access to big discounts on 7 movies for 7 days. Check back every Friday for new discounts on handpicked selections from PlayStation. Now also, Plus Premium and Deluxe members have access to a curated catalog of 100 movies to stream on demand from Sony Pictures Core. Today we're excited to share, and this is something that I've been talking about potentially happening for a while, starting December the 5th in the US, UK, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand. Additional select content from Crunchyroll will be added to this catalog, which includes episodes from popular series such as 86, Hero Lagoon, and Tier Eternity, and additional regions will launch at a later date. So Crunchyroll, to some extent, is getting baked into PlayStation Plus Premium. I was surprised that no, obviously Crunchyroll is a big money maker for them, and these monthly subscription services, there's a lot of value in them, and I guess they don't want to bake in the entire thing. I don't know. I thought that would give a lot of value, but they did specifically send episodes from popular series. 86 is going to be added. 86 is actually one of the recent anime that I've watched, and it is effing awesome. If you guys have not, if you guys are remotely into anime, that is one of the more recent anime that I've really, really dug. It's got a super cool setting, a little bit of mecha style, but not like your Gundam mechas. They're a lot different, but I highly recommend it. I don't know if it's ever going to get but and that'll the happy holiday season.
I gotta get Call of Duty.
The potential announcement of the Jet Set Radio title that is pretty much leaked. I mean, it got leaked alongside the Persona 3 remake and the Persona 3.
We fight for everyone, and we always will. The crows rule Antima.
Glory to the risen gods. It comes to deliver this world. Grey Wardens don't hide in our castle. I won't ask good soldiers to turn tail and run. All the world will share the peace and comfort of my reign.
Oh, hell yeah! I can't wait to get there. Dragon Age Draft Wolf. It's going to show the full reveal next year. I got Dragon Age. I got to complete the first one. I haven't complete the Dragon Age. Hold on a second. Let's see, I gotta make sure I have that. I haven't completed it. I bought it for the game. It's a Game of the Year edition. Let's see. Got Dragon Dogma. Got Undertales. Let's see, Dragon. I'm gonna fill this up with A to Z. Dragon Age, DR. I got Devil May Cry. Yep. I got to download most of the Devil May Cry series so I can play. DR. Oh, here it is. Dragon Age Inquisition. Yeah, I got the whole ultimate, well, all the DLCs and stuff. I'm a big RPG fan because it helped me with my math, science, foreign language. I wasn't good at English though. Thank you. I got to get Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. Yeah, I can get it later. But here's the problem about child punishment. I'll put kitty cats all around you. Will you act scared of it? 5 months-year-old kitty cats. Would that be scary to you? No. Oh yeah, you don't like cats.
Survey an old war bunker on your land, only to find out that it was built over an ancient burial ground, which cursed you with eternal doom.
Leave.
This video will follow